Ooh. Hi folks, welcome to episode 17 of Rats in the Kitchen. Today what we're going to do is we're going to start looking into DIY or do-it-yourself banana slicers. There's a lot of ways you can go about it, I suppose, and I'll probably find a few. But the version we're going to try to do today is a simple thing. It simply involves some plastic knives, some Scotch tape, again just the tape, not really using the dispenser as much, and a bunch of pennies. The tape, I think, made in Taiwan. The dispenser was made in America back in the 40s. The plastic knives, I thought I'd be able to find some made in the U.S. Unfortunately, these were shipped halfway across the world. But American currency, to the best of my knowledge, is still being made in America, so that's one of the things we're looking at with the DIY is if you're gonna make a banana slicer, if you want an American-made banana slicer, then you have to make it yourself. Unless you're not in America, in which case come to America. We got plenty of touristy stuff. We got that mountain out there with the 4 dudes in it. Let's get started on this little DIY, do-it-yourself banana slice. Alright, so that's what we've gotten so far. They only took me about 10 minutes. That's with the 2 penny. That's a 2 penny slicer. So I might need to break them. Might need to space them out a little bit more. Maybe go to 3 penny. I like Canadians. Alright, so let's just compare this to the Hutzler 571 real quick. On the plastic knife DIY slasher, we're going with 2s and 3s. To be honest with you, one of the problems I always had with the Hutzler was that the slices were too thick. And I don't know how they measured it, but I'm measuring it, my pennies. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is looking like the Hutzler 571 is an 8 penny slicer, or 7.5 penny slicer. No, 8 pennies. We got 8 pennies right there on the Hutzler 571 between the slicers. Now, the Amco, on the other hand, has some pretty thin slices. Remember the Amco, it has a little tripwire and the serrated edge. And that, the Amco is a 4 penny slicer. See, 4 pennies right there between the slicing teeth. We got the Bonanza. This always had the skinniest slices, and sure enough, right there, 3 pennies. 3 penny slices on the Bonanza. So I don't know. I might have to up this to 4 pennies if I have that many pennies. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to nickels. I'm going straight to nickels. We got nickels. Now, on a minor technical point, I've learned that if you hold the 2 knives sideways and apply the tape that way, works a little bit easier. It's easier to apply the tape. Alright, so now I've kind of looked at the number of nickels I had and realized I probably don't have enough to finish this job. So instead, for spacers, what I'm going to use is, let me just widen out here, is use more knives. Oh, and that definitely, I think, saved a lot of weight. The knives are definitely lighter than the coins. So there's a few advantages to this. That's not really a nice even space. So we lost the nice even space idea. I might be able to find a way to work on that. So I ran out of tape. On the bright side, I do have some new rolls. Alrighty, so there we have it. The first ever Rats in the Kitchen official banana slicer. We actually just combined the nickel slicer with the penny slicer and the knife slicer. But the question is, does it work? And there's only one way to find out, so let's give it a go. Alright, so we have our banana. This is our prototype. First banana slicer we ever made on the show. I'm sure we'll make plenty more. Just gonna try to see. Alright, I'm happy with that. Check that out, folks. Now, how's this going to work? Does it fall into the ball okay? No. Well, that would have been cool if it did. They're not all the same size, but this was homemade. You don't always get them right on the first time, but sometimes you like the results, and it feels like you should just keep working on it and making things better. Alright, so there we go. Very proud of this one. Hutzler, looks like you got yourself some competition now. I mean, you know, in addition to the Amco, the Garden Fresh, the Bonanza, a piece of plastic, the egg slicer, the ripple cut thing. We'll continue to make improvements to this. We're not done with this. This is going to get better. This is going to get bigger. It's going to get stronger. We might be able to use longer knives, cut multiple bananas. We're going to get back onto that whole idea of cutting entire bunches at the same time. It has strong potential for being a device made in America. Well, this one was by me, because I'm in America. Not all the parts will be made in America, but I'm going to find some plastic knives that were made in America. We're going to do this. And stay tuned.